Alright, here we go again. So we're on to part 5, which is the critical path. Right? So we have already done the project network, we have done our forward pass, and we've done our backward pass. So here goes. Right, so in the forward pass, we did our earliest start times and our earliest finish times. And we also established that the project is expected to be completed in 18 weeks. For our backward pass, we calculated our latest start times and latest finish times. Right, and now we want to move on to the next step where we do our critical path. So the critical path is a set of activities that have a slack time of 0. And we still establish what the slack time is. The critical path is also the longest pathway through the project. So the slack time, it's basically the latest finish time minus the earliest finish time, or the latest start time minus the earliest start time. It's the amount of time that the activity can be delayed without causing the entire project to be delayed. Right, so it's the amount of time we can delay each activity while still maintaining an expected completion time of 18 weeks in this case. Alright, let's go. So for A, we're saying latest finish minus earliest finish. So it's a lower box minus the upper box. So it's 6 minus 6, which is 0. And we double check that by doing the other calculation, which is 0 minus 0, also 0. So the slack time for activity A is 0. For B, it's 12 minus 2, which is 10. Or 10 minus 0, which is also 10. So the slack time for B is 10. Right, just going through quickly. For activity C, it is 12 minus 9, which is 3, or 9 minus 6, which is 3. For D, it is 13 minus 11, which is 2, or 8 minus 6, which is also 2. Activity E, 11 minus 11, that's 0, or 6 minus 6, which is 0. For F, 13 minus 13 is 0, or 11 minus 11 is 0. Right? And we'd like to do the calculation both ways because it confirms that we're correct. Now, if the two calculations yield two different results, it means that we made an error either during the forward pass or during the backward pass. And that would be good to know so it can be corrected. Right? So we do both calculations to verify that we're correct. Alright? So activity, where are we? G. That's 16 minus 16, 0. Or 13 minus 13, 0. For H, it's 16 minus 13, right, which is 3, or 12 minus 9, which is 3. And then last but not least, for I, 18 minus 18 is 0, or 16 minus 16 is 0. So that gives us all of our slack times. Now that we know the slack times, we can move on to the critical path. So the critical path is all the activities that have a slack time of 0. And we start from the beginning of the project and make our way towards the end. So the first one is A. Then we have E, F, G to I. Right, so our critical path is A to E to F to G to I. And that will also turn out to be the longest pathway through the project. So any other pathway that we choose will be a shorter time. So if you notice, 6 plus 5, that's 11, plus 2, that's 13, plus 3, that's 16, plus 2, that's 18. So that's our 18 weeks. Right, let's try another pathway. Just as an example, A, 6 weeks, plus D, 5 weeks, that's 11, right? Plus 2, 13, plus 3, 16, plus 2, 18. Still 18 weeks, so not longer. If we try this route, A to C, 6 weeks plus 3 weeks, that's 9 weeks, plus 4 weeks, that's 13 weeks plus 2 weeks, that would be 15 weeks. So that would be a shorter pathway, right? So no matter how you work your way through, you'll not find a pathway that is longer than 18 weeks. If we start with B, 2 weeks plus 4 weeks, that's 6 weeks, plus 2 weeks, that will be 8 weeks. Right? So the critical path is the longest pathway through the entire project. And a delay for any of these activities will result in the overall project being delayed. So we have to monitor these activities carefully. Alright? As usual, practice until you achieve perfection. And perfection is simply a lot of little things done well for an endpoint. Thank you for watching, and as usual, please subscribe. Wishing you all the best. Take care.